Hi, my name is Jack Dallin. I am currently studying sports science at Bangor University. The purpose of this podcast is to demonstrate the correct technique and skills required to pick the ball up, which is called a slitter, under certain circumstances that may occur throughout the game of hurling. Hurling is one of the fastest field games in the world, if not the fastest, with the ball travelling at speeds of up to 150 km an hour and being struck as far as 80 metres. In hurling, you are not allowed to pick the ball up off the ground with your hands. Instead, you must use your hurl. The hurl is the stick used to hit the slitter as well as pick the slitter up off the ground without conceding a foul. Showing the correct technique to pick the slitter up with the hurl, this podcast will focus on 4 different circumstances in which it is necessary to use the hurl to pick up the slitter. In hurling, it is vital to hold the hurl with the correct grip in order to be fully prepared when the slitter comes your way. You can see the correct grip in the background. The dominant hand is placed firmly at the butt of the hurl with your thumb facing down the hurl towards the face and your less dominant hand just below the face. This allows you to both catch the ball and strike it without readjusting your grip, or to pick up the ball also without the inconvenience of having to readjust. Holding the hurl with incorrect grip can result in you being unprepared and ultimately unable to react as quickly as you would like. In the current clip, you can see how catching the ball while holding the hurl incorrectly can greatly hinder you as you prepare to strike the ball. Also, holding the hurl with your 2 hands at the base gives you less control over the hurl and makes picking up the slitter very difficult. Now that we have the basics learned, we are ready to begin practicing. But before we partake in any exercise, it is crucial to perform a suitable warm-up consisting of plenty of dynamic stretching of both the upper body and lower body, as hurling is a strenuous sport and will require many components of the body. According to Douglas 1999, dynamic stretching consists of functionally based exercises which use sport-specific movement to prepare the body for activity. Now that we are prepared for exercise, it's time to learn precisely how to pick the slitter up in hurling during different circumstances ranging from a variety of open play scenarios to a dead ball situation. First of all, we are going to learn how to pick the ball up when taking a free. This is the easiest time to pick up the slitter, as we are under no pressure from our opponents and can take our time in a controlled manner in order to execute the skill perfectly. The second situation is going to teach you the correct technique to pick up the slitter as it is rolling towards you. This is slightly more difficult than the previous method. The third situation demonstrated is when the slitter has come to a stop during play, but it is not a free. Therefore, it is very important to be able to pick up the slitter quickly in order to prevent your opponent from retrieving possession. This is a common feature in hurling as players fight over the slitter while it is on the ground. The final situation is the most difficult as it is executed while moving and usually at a very quick pace, but for now we will take it slow. During a free, the ball will be placed on the ground in a stationary position and no players are allowed to interfere with it. Place your foot that is opposite your dominant hand level with the ball, about 6 inches to the same side, i.e. if it's your left foot, you place that to the left side of the slitter. This allows you space to pick up the slitter. Your other foot should be behind this one at just under a 90-degree angle in order to acquire maximum balance. Place the bottom side of the face on top of the slitter. Apply just enough pressure to be able to roll the ball backwards and up onto the face of the hurl. When the ball is on the face of the hurl, propel it into the air and proceed to follow through with the strike of the ball as seen on the video. When preparing to pick up a slitter that is rolling towards you, you should take the same stance as previously shown. As the ball approaches you, tilt your hurl to a 45-degree angle and wait till the sliotar arrives at the end of it. When the sliotar makes contact with the hurl, it should roll onto the face. As this happens, lift the hurl and the sliotar should come with it. Catching the sliotar allows you to be in an effective stance to strike it. A sliotar that is not moving but is still in play needs to be picked up fast in order to retain possession. For this purpose, we do not spend the time rolling the ball back onto the hurl as we did when taking the free. The exact same stance and movements are performed except for rolling the sliotar up. During play, we scoop the sliotar up in a skill that is slightly more difficult due to the pressured situation. Picking the sliotar up while you are moving is the most difficult skill as it requires precision and perfect timing. In order to pick the sliotar up while we are moving and the sliotar is still, we perform the scoop as shown before. The only difference, the skill has to be performed during movement. The same can be said for a sliotar rolling towards you. The skill is the same, but the difficulty is much greater due to the smaller margin for error. We have now reviewed several circumstances in which the ball needs to be picked up during hurling. I hope this video is of benefit to you. Thanks for watching.